Good morning, Pirates. This week we're going to talk about focus topic 3, graph analysis. So basically, these questions are going to involve some sort of graph, usually the graph of the derivative, and then you're going to have to tell something about the function. So let's go through this topic really quickly. What you should be able to do. Certainly read the information about the function from the graph of its derivative. This may be approached as a derivative technique or antiderivative, which is an iteration. You should be able to identify where the function is increasing or decreasing based on if it's above the axis, then it was increasing on f. If it's below the axis, then it was decreasing. Find and justify extreme values. This is the first and second derivative test. What we also know is the candidates test, or that sign chart. You're looking for where the slope equals 0 and then what's going on to above and below it. Find and justify points of inflection. If you're looking at f prime on the graph, any relative maximums would be points of inflection. Mins of f prime. Let me write that down. Find slopes, second derivatives, or acceleration, depending on if you were given velocity. Write the equation of a tangent line. Remember, we need the slope and a point. Then we can write a tangent line. Evaluate Riemann sums from geometry of the graph only. This is where you're going to break up like a graph into shapes and then add up the area. The other two, fundamental theorem of calculus, evaluate an integral from an area regions. We have to be really careful about that lower bound. That's going to be where we start. The function g of x may be defined as an integral where the given graph is of the integrand f of t. So students should know that if, okay, so basically if you know this, right, this is your starting amount and then this is where you're going. And so what you should pull from that is g prime equals f, g double prime equals f prime. We also, this was in that top 13, that graph that you were given, where we talked about the first thing you should write is g of x is this integral. G prime of x equals f of x, right? And by the way, if there's something other than just an x or a t up there, then what you really need to do is make sure you multiply it by that derivative. G double prime of x equals f prime of x. So make sure you write all that down whenever you're given a fundamental theorem calculus problem. Okay, so that's the overview. The good thing about this topic is it looks like everything will be tested, so we'll be able to do these free response questions pretty completely, and that'll help us this week get back on track.